Hey, less lethal people. So, wait for everybody to get in here. Ugh. Have my coffee. Ugh. Hey, hey, LLC 24/7. You are the first. How's everything? Hey, Pete. Hey, Greg. How's everybody tonight? Good. Jersey guy. What up? Good. What's up, brother? All is good. Very busy week over here. Hey, Brandon. How's everything? How those cool builds of yours doing? I've been seeing a lot of the cool stuff you've been putting up there. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. No, I tried to make it a little later, LLC, because yeah, I know like you would be at work and stuff, and this has been a wild and crazy week for me too. At work, we switched companies, so we've been, it's been a little hectic and up in the air, and I had some stuff with my dad back and forth to doctors, blah blah blah. But I look forward to this. Oh, it's all good. I'm all excited. I'm sure as everybody gets on here, I'm really excited because I talked to Kurt the other day via email, and he said the next batch that goes out are going to be orange batches he's going to be working on. So he's going to work on my gavel carry in orange. I emailed him last week after the live stream, and he said it wasn't too late. I could switch mine from black to with that orange. I just like the way it looks. So it's kind of like Harley Davidson orange, which is pretty neat. So it's cool. It's funny though. I'll tell you, Burnham must really their advertisement must get out to everywhere because right before you, hey Rick, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Rick just texted me a few minutes ago and said 22 minutes. So yeah, DK just yeah. I know. I saw he put the picture up. I can't wait to see his review of it. Yeah, yeah. I know. I'm sure you've been life and work. It's just I wish there was another 4 or 5 hours in a day. There's just not enough hours in the day to do everything. But I'm kind of excited though. My old lady went on summer vacation now, so her school let out that she works at, so she'll be able to, you know, spend some time with us and do some stuff. So I was just a little while ago. I took a little motorcycle ride, and I went to this local cigar bar for a stogie. And the kid in there, he was telling me he's going to become a cop or something. And I was mentioning to him, Les Leafling. He says, "Oh, the burner! It's amazing how many people know the burner." Really nice guy. We were talking, and his future wife, his wife is going to be a future speech pathologist like my. He's already married, but he was a really nice guy, and we exchanged numbers. And I told him my old lady can, help out with his wife since she's going to start that field too. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's been crazy here, and I know one of the topics we're going to get into tonight probably is all that crazy stuff going on in California with the less lethals. It's pretty wild some of the stuff they're using out there, and it's really really a wacky wacky thing. I think less lethal is going to really be in the spotlight now. That's for sure. Peace, brother. Peace of mind. That's what we need. So I ran home tonight and I got myself a cup of coffee and it's all good. Hey Andrew, how are you tonight? So yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of less lethal now in the news after this. It's gonna be wild. It's nuts. Public can't even carry their less lethal. Where is that? Is that where are they giving people a problem with that? Because we haven't had anything over here. Over here, it's quiet. I mean, what is your thoughts about? Okay, so I'm okay with the whole peaceful protest thing. Everybody has a right to speak their mind. It's just I watched a really interesting thing on YouTube today, and if you get out there, there's a guy Chris Cuomo, and he has this thing where it's like left and right meet to come to sensibility, and some of the stuff that he was saying was really really crazy. Uh, Apparently, they did some like homework or some investigation and they found out that a lot of the money that was funded for the protest, according to him and according to who's that other guy? I think it's Bill Maher, one of them. According to them, some of that money actually was funded through the for the aggressive parts through the teachers union out there, which was money that came from China and from Soros. Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm just repeating what I heard. But in today's day and age, nothing would surprise me. Yeah. I'm from, and it's terrible to see LA. Yeah, there was a guy though that did chime in here, and he said he lived over there. He went on one of my YouTube videos the other day, and he said it was not as crazy as the media is showing. It's in a smaller area. It's not as in a large area, but yeah, yeah, from both sides, it's just we got to get our heads out of our butts and we got to stop fighting left and right. We got to come together for the good of everybody. This is nuts, man. People are getting hurt, and we only see that's the problem with these video cameras and these cell phones. They only show what they want you to see. Like one girl, she was like, "Oh, they were attacking people that were handing out water." Turns out the water was frozen water bottles that they were throwing at people. So you don't really know what the heck is going on. And considering we're not there, we can only piece together what's going on. But nonetheless, honestly, I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. I don't want to see civilians. And then I do think I have seen, it looks to me from what I've seen on video, some people abusing their power. Like they shot that girl with the rubber round who was like a reporter from Australia or something. Like they didn't need to do that. And another woman going into her house. Like that stuff is like, I mean, when you start abusing your power, but we got, what people don't get, and it's a shame. Police officers, before they're police officers, they're human, and they probably get just as pissed and have this temper. It's just the problem is they have a lot of very good weapons and they have a large group at their disposal. And it's funny, I've always been into the whole motorcycle scene, the club scene, and all that other stuff. I like it. And, they always complain how, oh, motorcycle clubs or motorcycle gangs. And it's funny, LA had the biggest sign up once. It was a billboard sign: join the biggest gang in LA, and it would join the LAPD. So I guess they're a gang themselves. It's just everything is crazy. But yeah, I try not to get too political about the whole thing. I'm somewhere in the middle. I just don't want to see people getting hurt. Yeah, it becomes a gang. Yeah, it becomes a gang mentally. But you know what's funny? We all associate the word gang with a negative connotation. But if you go back to like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, there were labor gangs and things like that were not bad. They weren't like, they didn't have a bad connotation to them. It's just that's what we've made it now. I'll take two of my 38s to 52. Yep. Yep. Out of the clamshell room, and I'll have intrabust also. I can't wait. Absolutely, Rick. Absolutely. Yeah, right. Little Rascals, our gang. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Hey, Chaz, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Little Rascals was our gang. Our gang. And that was great. I used to love the Little Rascals, especially Norman Chubsy Ubsy. Yeah, he was great. Hey, Alternate Arms Airsoft. How you doing, buddy? We got a lot of good guys in here tonight. Nice group. Nice group. We came up with some pretty cool stuff. Somebody had asked us if we can make some magazine extensions for the bigger burners, the HDs and the SDs and the LEs, to hold extra rounds in them. And we made some this week. They're pretty cool looking. They're a little bit big though. I mean, I don't know how easy it'd be to conceal carry them because they hold so many rounds, but they're working really good and they look pretty cool. So that's neat. I don't want to get political, but the situation, they make everything political. And at the end of the day, it's all about money and greed. It's amazing the amount of greed out there. There's never, ever enough money. You can have $100 billion, and to them, it's never, ever, ever enough. That's the thing that bothers me. It's the greed is what bothers me beyond belief. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then you drop dead one day and the coffin has no pockets. You can't take it with you. It's not like whoever dies with the most toys wins. What are you going to do with this stuff? It's crazy. Yep, I'm waiting for the boost for the CL2. I'm surprised nobody came out with that, or they don't have that yet. I'm kind of hoping that that comes out soon. 42, yeah. Don't ever want to be accused of jewel hacking. That's right. Yeah. I've seen it already. Someone is already. Oh, good. I hope it's out soon. Do you know who it is, or how long it'll take for them to get out with it? Because that's the first thing I'm going to get is the boost. I really want to see what it does with the. Although I was fooling around, it could be because I shot it a couple of times back to back, but like Dennis came over this week. He brought me some of those balls, the metal. Dennis Higgins. He came over this week with some of those metal balls for me to try and burn a CL. And my first shot was like 400 and something feet per second, and then all of a sudden it started to drop. And then I put another cartridge in later, but it was already cold. But I was not a big fan of those the aluminum balls. I'm afraid they're going to mess up the barrel. I don't want to. I didn't. I'm not going to use them. I'll post on. Okay, good. You'll post on it when it comes out. Yeah. I've been. Okay. Quest. He who sets the parameters and controls you. Yeah, 100%. There's so much. Hey, DK, what's up, buddy? Checking in. I like it. I can't wait to see all the goodies you got. Man, it looked like Christmas morning, the picture you posted before. That looked really awesome. I can't wait to find out about your gavel. I was just telling them before a lot of you got on here. I emailed Kurt this week and I told him I wanted to change my color to orange. And he said the next batch he was going to work on is orange. And he said he'll work on mine personally. So I'm so excited for my orange gavel carry. I really can't wait. So it's going to be really, really cool. Glenn mentioned the other day that he'll be making different weight kinetics. I think I think it has to be PVC. I think AR Tactical is going to come out with a good one. That's just my opinion. It hasn't happened yet. I think it needs to be PVC, and I think it needs to be about 3.5 or 4, no more than 4 grams. Yeah, I'm super stoked for this thing. Finally made a piece for SCH. Yeah, did you guys check out Sean Kemper's latest video? He got a bunch of stuff from Taiwan, and he got a really cool valve that screws into, well, it's, I guess, the piece that goes into the X68, the whole valve itself is going to be replaced, and you could screw an air tube in the back. So somebody in Taiwan is making, and they look like pretty good quality. So Sean's video looked promising for that too. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you and DK have the orange X68s. I love that color too. I just got my air compressor up and running. I want to maybe take one of my launchers and start doing the Cerakote on it, like the spray Cerakote. Have a pack of less lethal 61 cal in the mix of packages. And I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about them the other day, DK. This Dennis stopped by with them, and they didn't really perform that well, and I'm afraid they're going to mess up my barrel. I don't know, but no. Yeah, they were nothing to write home about. I think I was getting like 8 joules with them or something like. I mean, it was really bad. So you might be better off throwing. Yeah, or using them in a slingshot, maybe, right? Retro Dave, we could use them in a slingshot. We get the slingshot warrior here. He could stop. He's got those fancy slingshots. He could be whacking people with them. Yeah. Yours isn't. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, Brandon. Mine is hitting hard, but I shot it back to back, and my numbers started to drop a little in it. I mean, not crazy. I'm still getting like 15 joules and stuff with it, but I wouldn't use anything. But DK said it like a couple of days or a week ago. It doesn't matter if you're getting 18 joules or 10 joules with that thing, or you got to use pepper rounds. I mean, 18 joules isn't going to give you a wallop either. And you saw that crazy video I did with the Pistelli 68. I got the thing right here. The thing, I mean, I have it right here. These are the dents the burner made in this cellulose board. I mean, they're pretty deep dents. It would hurt if he got hit. But the Pistelli 68, look at this freaking thing. I hit it one shot and it busted the thing in half, and that was the back of it. And that's a 1/2 inch thick. I mean, I've hit this stuff with a hammer and it doesn't break. So you're talking a major difference. Yeah, I got nothing to lose with my. Yeah, and those burner maxes. That guy Dennis, he said he broke one in the house and it was bad. He had to get out of the room for a couple of days. It was bad. He couldn't even get the powder out of it. Pepper balls for sure. Have you had any issues with? I have not had. I've kept since I've had that launcher for a month. I have kept it loaded with those Burner Max rounds nonstop. I don't take them out, and I have not had one crack yet. But I do it color to color. I don't do it seam to seam. I do color to color, and I haven't had one break yet. And I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't had a Duke break in my Burner HD either, and I've had them loaded for over a month, and I've been going to work with it at nighttime, and I just took it apart the other day to make the new. I'll show you these. We made them in orange and in black. That's for the LE and the SD and whatever. But yeah, I haven't had anything break in them. So, but I don't do seam to seam. So, Alien Play puts 1 inch holes. I'm sure Alien Play does put 1 inch holes in trees, especially from like the Pistelli or whatever. I've not had any issues. Yeah, but hopefully Duke will have some soon. Yeah, I did talk to Duke recently about this, and they said it. Well, this was about a month ago, and they said it was going to take them like 6 months to come. That they're working on a dye or a mold form, and I won't even get into it. But they told me it's super super expensive for them to make the mold for it. But they are coming out with it. They said they're also going to come out with from what I hear, just them a 10 gram or 8 or 10 gram um, chemical round that's heavy for higher power launchers like the X68. So that's just what they were telling me. So, but they said that it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be an expensive round. So awesome. Hopefully they will fix the issue. But they said on an interview with that she'll sin on purpose yeah, they said they're very frangible, that they made them frangible that way on purpose. Well, they'd have to be if some launchers are getting 8, like I mean, the HD I have only gets about 11 joules, which is a little higher than like a paintball gun. So they have to be, pretty frangible in order to break. I don't know if weather affects them. That's a great question. I really wonder if that's the case because when they ship them to you, they ship them to you with those little silicate packets in there. So I don't know. It might. Time will tell. But that's something we definitely have to look at to see if the weather affects them all. Who the hell knows? It's crazy. But yeah, I like the Burner Max rounds. I think they're pretty cool, and I really like the. I'm still carrying the CL with me for chemical rounds. I carry it every day, and but X68 is king right now. Anyway, has anyone tried MCS? I haven't tried. I would like to try the MCS pepper rounds, and I want to try those new red ones Grimberg has. They look pretty cool too. I got to try to get a few of them. You recommend the Salt Supply S2? Yes, I totally recommend. Yeah. Okay. If I had to recommend between the Salt Supply S2 and the X68, I'm going to say the X68 all day. That's just me. I mean, but it's not double the price, but close to double the price. And they're both great, though. But the Salt Supply S2, if it's a money thing, it's just as big. If I held it next to the X68, they're about the same size. So they're both big. But my S2 is very, very reliable, and I like it, and it works great with all chemical rounds. Everything goes through it. I've never had a problem. But if I had to choose between the two, the X60, because, you could just do so much more too with the X68. You could go from pistol to carbine, multiple size. I'm carrying mine with the 6-inch barrel and my little compensator on it. And you saw what that thing did. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that thing. The Max is great chemical. Yeah, it is a great chemical mix. They have it down to a science with that. I've got the Umarex round in the pile. Oh, cool. I'm dying to see them because I think they have a steel ball in them, the Umarex rounds, from what I saw. And I don't know. I'm sensitive to all pepper rounds, and I've used those 50 caliber Umarex ones, and they bothered me. They irritated me when I was in the room. So I don't know. I've never been hit with them, But just being in, they did irritate my throat and make me cough and everything. So I'm dying to see how those go. I can't wait to see what other goodies you got in there. Yeah, X68 is an amazing platform. I didn't think when it came out that it was going to be this amazing, that we are going to be able to do all these things with it. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned right now, for out of the box, and anybody can really modify that, like with a barrel or whatever, to get extra power. It's crazy. A 112 gram CO2 is getting that power. It's insane. I can't believe it. Yeah, poor Ballistic Joel. Yes, please do not shoot him with an extended barrel X68. We got to keep him around for other testing. That might do him in. Yeah, what's the Fireball Pava? Which one is that from Pava Shot? Like Pava the company? Fireballs? I know Pava Shot, or that company is making like some chemical irritants now. I would like to try those too. I think John has a bunch of them from over at Alternate Arms Defense. I think he was saying that. I like those new Pava launches they have. They look pretty cool, but I think they're pricey. I think they're up there with like the Pepperball those Pepperball carbines and stuff. They look pretty neat. I saw some guy. I think you guys posted it. He was all welted up from a VKS, man. It looked like he had like 5 nipples on him. It was pretty funny. No, Pava is more refined and stronger than OC. Yeah, Pava is. That's what I heard. Pava is. I think right. Pava is made in like a lab or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. That's the new Grimberg red one. Those. Okay, so do you have any of them? Because I'm dying to see how they work. They got to be doozies, and they'll probably work in the X68. Yeah. Guarding security had firewall. I was one of the few to get some. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Pistelli definitely. Yeah, I would go for the Pistelli, especially now. I would definitely go for the Pistelli all day long, and I would get more than one if you could. There's a lot you could do with that thing. Yeah, yeah. I'm dying to see those fireballs. They splat. I hope so. I'll tell you, this past year, more came out and less lethal. It's amazing how this industry and this whole field is just growing. It's so crazy. It really is. It's really good. And I think for civilians and for like us, we're going to need this more. If we're going to have these crazy outbursts and riots, I mean, they can happen anywhere, any little town, any city, anywhere you go. You don't know, and you can't use a firearm to defend yourself in something like that. You're done if you do. So uh, I really think that these less lethals are definitely the way of the future and the way to go. Yeah, I know you're going to use. I don't think Ballistic Joel's going to want to take one of those fireballs. I think he's going to. I think he's going to put up his boundaries there. He's going to set some boundaries. That's for sure. Or at least his old lady is anyway. Talk about the animal called fireball. Yeah, yeah, that's what he's talking about. The fireballs. Yeah, they're wild. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting summer to see all that comes out, and I want to do a lot more testing too. It's just there's not enough hours in the freaking day. Um, I wish. First of all, forget the money part. Just the hours between taking care of everybody and taking care of life and stuff. I would spend all day if I could doing this stuff. Yeah, he is a different type of tough. He's built different. But dude, when he took that last chemical round, you could tell he was feeling it. He said he would. Yeah, I know. He said he would never do a pepper round again. I don't blame him. It's miserable too. You can't even hug your wife or your girl the whole day. And when you go to shower, when that stuff drips down, if it hits the family jewels, you're done. Absolutely done. You'd be screaming. And it reactivates. I remember when I got the pepper spray, I showered, I used Dawn, I used everything. And even at night, my pillow, I had to change my pillowcase the next day. And that was after all the decontamination. Just think of it there. You can actually make some good ammo anywhere from. Yeah, me and Rick have had some talks about that, and I really have to get around to it. But one of the things I really think would be fun is making inert rounds so that we can, to fool around with. And I have so much of that diatomaceous earth from the swimming pool. I think I can make some in it. And I think it'd be a good dispersal agent too. We had talked about that, me and Rick. If you get the pava powder and you put the what you call it, the diatomaceous earth in there and you mix it together, I think that's the way to go. It's hard to find the time for anything. I know, especially when you have family and obligations and work and the whole nine yards. It's so true. And I know DK is kind of in the same boat I am, where we take care of parents and stuff. So it's and when you take care of sick elderly, it something can change in a minute. Like I opened my eyes the other day, and the next thing I know, with the diver, we're going to the foot doctor because of blisters on the feet. It's just like that, and then the whole day is shot. Everything you wanted to do now got put on the back burner because then you got to go to the doctor, then you got to go to the store after to get the stuff the doctor wants. It's a nightmare. Baby powder smell. Yeah, baby powder does smell good too. I like the way baby powder smells. I like the old talc, the one that they used to use at the barber shop, where in the green bottle, in the green metal tin rather. I like the way that smells. Yeah, yeah. Diatomaceous earth. I don't think it's too good to breathe that in. I would only use that outdoors. My hats are off to the gentleman for all you do for we definitely appreciate that. But honestly, Brandon, you've been doing for the community too. You got a lot of good stuff you've been posting up there. You're showing us different hosts, the way you're making it work, EDC. I mean, we're all part of this. It's not just us. It's everybody is playing a role in it, and it's really good. I really enjoy seeing it. And sometimes, you guys come out with these great hacks and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's a great idea. We all learn from each other. We try to be good sons. I felt a little guilty before. I was upset with my mother for something, and I was through the roof because my father was ill with something, and she didn't do something. I felt so bad. I went out and I bought her a milkshake from the store. That's how bad I felt for being upset before. So we try to be. We do our best, but we're human too, and I know sometimes it's very frustrating. It really is. But at the end of the day, hey, we're blessed to at least to have our parents. Better have them sick than not have them at all. We're all our time is limited. That's it. We're all on borrowed time. That's for sure. And when you get up into your late 40s and 50s, it's like you're not 20 anymore. You can't do what you did when you were 18, 19 years old. Crickets for Odin? No, no. Odin eats rodents. So none of my lizards eat insects anymore. They're all on rodents or a mix of rodents and cat food. But when you have monitor lizards, they're really cool because they'll eat catfish fillets, they'll eat tilapia fillets, they'll eat chicken, turkey. I like the rodents the best because I buy frozen rats and stuff and frozen mice, and it works really good. Odin is laying on his little shelf over there now in his cage. I don't know if you could see him. I'll turn you around to see if you could get a glimpse of him over there. He's up top. We'll walk over and visit him. He's over here. He made a little mess in his cage tonight, but he's over here just chilling. Give him a little scratch over here. He had a rat yesterday, which is good. Oh, here he is. I'm giving him a little scratches over here. And the other guys are small, so we got him in there. But he's a good lizard. I lucked out with him. He's very, very docile. He doesn't give me a hard time, so he's cool. Does he like fancy feast? Yes, he does. He actually, I think that's what I gave him. I don't give him too much fancy feast because he's big, but the little guys, I'll mix some fancy feast. I give him like chicken liver, fancy feast or whatever, and I'll mix that. I'll give him maybe a couple of small frozen thawed mice. Yeah, he's cool. So I'm a reptile lover. I've had reptiles my whole life. I used to have a black one. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I had a couple of tegus. They're one of the smartest lizards in the world. Hey, Dennis, we were just talking about you before. I said that you had stopped by with the balls on Sunday, and I was telling them you have experience with that max round breaking in the house, that it was that it was brutal. Because me and DK was saying that the max rounds are really wild, that they're pretty good, and I said you have experience with that. But yeah, it's fun. I used to have a lot of cool snakes back in the day too. Many years ago, I was always into venomous snakes and stuff, so I had some cool stuff. But for the past couple of years, I've been doing just lizards, so that's it. Oh, iguanas are cool too. Yeah, I like all reptiles, everything. Oh, good. You have ball pythons LLC. That's awesome. And a Colombian red tail. Cool, cool, cool. You're trying to rehome the red tail? You gotta try breeding the ball pythons. They're awesome. Yeah, I could have. Yeah, yeah. Dennis said that max round was no fun, and that's a 61 cal. Yeah, all animals are cool, man. I love it. I love seeing the fox. Although you won't believe what happened to me this week. I think last week when we had that nonsense, I told you I had to take my car. So on my pickup truck, I have a Ford Maverick, a small one. All the lights in the back went out. And I'm like, I thought maybe it was my control body unit. I brought it there. Apparently, these little bastards, the gophers, they chewed my whole freaking wiring harness. It's going to be like $1,500 for a new wiring. I couldn't believe it. So I got the gophers. Maybe like a year ago, my wife had one of these little Porsche Macans, and got freaking thing was chewing the bumper on. She had to go out there with the broom. But they're crazy. These little gophers. They're nuts, man. So he ate the whole wiring harness on the back of the Ford. I'm so pissed. Mm. Yeah, I know. And you know, snakes aren't nearly as time consuming. The lizards take a lot of work. They are. It's every day is changing water, and they, at least the snakes, you feed them once a week, once every other week. These guys eat every day of the week, except Odin. He'll have 3 4 rats a week, so it's not as bad. But the little guys have to eat every day because they're growing. Yeah, it was probably that gopher from Caddyshack. I feel ugh, I feel like Bill Murray out there. I want to get one of those. I don't like hunting, but I'm going to get one of those have a heart traps. I think my father-in-law has one. I'm going to set it and try to relocate it for this freaking gopher. He's driving me nuts. Have him up as a young Arizona game and fish agent. Definitely my dream. Yeah, I always thought of that too. I sometimes I have the game warden. He comes out where I work, and he always has to put deer down and things like that. And it's I don't know. Sometimes there's so much bureaucracy and all that crap too, though. It's never what you think it is. There's always he even complains about the job when I talk to him. Thing is, I don't right. Yeah, I don't handle my lizards too much either. It's just I just don't have time to take them out. Sometimes I'll let the big guy come out and run around the room a little, but it's cool. Oh, nice. You speak Vietnamese. That's cool. That's pretty awesome. All right, guys. It's 9 o'clock. My old lady's coming home from Zumba now. So I got to go down and entertain her for a little bit. So I'll see you guys next week. Can't wait. Hopefully, maybe I'll have some new goodies and new toys. But I'm excited this week. We're going to see DK's goodies and toys. So anyway, have a good night, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week. And feel free to reach out to me during the week. Talk to you later. Bye.